Welcome back to study section 4 on FMW 201 Introduction to Forestry and Wildlife Management of the LAUTECH Open and Distance Learning for Agricultural Sciences Option 200 Level Course Material, Silviculture. There are various standardized methods for raising young trees for planting in Nigeria, such as stump plants and stripping or plant raising containers of various materials. So the common one is polythene pots. The use of any of these materials depend on individual species, as one particular method is often better than another. At the end of this study section, you should be able to explain seed production. Secondly, you should be able to explain seed handling with seed storage and extraction. And lastly, you should be able to explain the seed dormancy and its causes. Let's talk about this learning outcome one after the other. Most artificial and natural forest regeneration programs start with seeds or cutting. An assured supply of seeds is a prerequisite to successful tree planting and forest regeneration. So the amount of available seeds determine the amount of plantable stock to be produced in the nursery. So the quality and quantity of seed of desirable species on the forest floor will determine success or failure of natural regeneration. So to produce high quality tree, it requires high quality seeds, which can be obtained from a professional collectors or from non-professional local sources. Method of collection. Tree fruit collection can be divided into direct and indirect methods. Direct methods include climbing, plucking with hand or pole, tree shaking, tree felling or trimming, and stoning or shooting. Indirect methods involve collection of fruits that have either fallen on their own or by other means, such as animals. So seed location. Careful examination of available stands must be made before seed matures to locate areas where fruit production is sufficiently heavy to make collection profitable. In the absence of seed orchards, the genetic purity of trees can best be approached by collecting from pure stands of mother trees, which exhibit the desirable phenotypically good characteristics such as good form and figure. Time for collection. It is the duty of seed collector to know the best criteria to indicate the optimum time to harvest its seeds so that they accumulate sufficient food resources and can germinate and are easy to harvest. Some of the criteria used include moisture content or dryness, the color, and the specific gravity of the seed. Seed handling. Seed handling involves seed extraction and cleaning. Seed extraction and cleaning. This is the length of time that freshly picked fruits in which it can remain in sack without becoming heated or moldy or deteriorating. And this depends on the pre-extraction treatment of the dry fruits. Usually involves direct exposure of most of the species to the sun. Both mechanical, that is the machines, and the manual method of the seed extraction are available. But here in Nigeria, like in most developing countries, manual methods such as hand splitting or removing, crushing, pounding, beating, soaking, shaking, drying, fermenting are most common species and weather conditions. The particular method adopted depends on the species as well as the facilities that are available to those that want to do the extraction. So good seeds are sorted from impurities by picking, floating, and sieving or winnowing. Seed storage. Seed storage is sometimes necessary because they are often collected in a greater quantities than immediately required at the time of production, may be different from the time required to raise them. So they may also need to be transported over a long distance from the point of collection to the point of used. Seed dormancy. Mature seeds of many species of woody plants would generate immediately if planted under favorable environment conditions, but seeds of most species may fail to germinate under favorable environment conditions and are therefore said to exhibit some degree of dormancy. So seed dormancy provides for the establishment and survival of a species by remaining in soil for many years before germination. It is also restricts seed germination in hot and dry regions to the short, wet period of the year. The causes of seed dormancy and method of breaking it are therefore of both psychological and practical importance. While seed testing causes delays, germination may be unsatisfactory if pre-germination treatment of the species is not known. Therefore, seed dormancy results from a number of causes, which includes immaturity of the embryo, metabolic block within the embryo, mechanical resistance of seed coat to growth of the embryo, impermeability of the seed coat to water and gaseous exchange, a combination of two or more of the causes, and secondary dormancy. Embryo dormancy. Sometimes the embryo is immature and requires a period of after reaping, that is storage under favorable conditions, to reach a certain stage of development before the germination occurs. However, the most common type of seed dormancy is one which morphologically mature embryo are unable to resume growth and germinate. Hormones and inhibitors. Various seed germination inhibitors occur in many species of wood plants in all parts of seeds and fruits, including the embryo, the testa, and pericarp. Abscisic acid is perhaps the best known and most inhibitory substance of the inhibitor complex and is prevalent in seeds of peach and apple. In some species, such inhibitor decrease during chilling of seeds, while in others, the inhibitor is not removed by chilling, but its inhibitory effects may be overcome by an increase in growth promoter, such as cytokines. I hope you've learned one or two things from this video section. Kindly read more from your study materials for more explanation. Join me for next study section. Thank you for listening.